What's up, guys? Investing with Amari back with another video. Today, I'm just going to be talking about my portfolio. Quick update since the past month. So I last uploaded. I know I said I was going to upload every 2 weeks, and I've been slacking, but I'm going to pick up on it. Um, I also want to be talking about some high dividend yields, some stocks and ETFs to invest into with high dividend yields, to be getting some return percentages from that. Yeah. So today will be a pretty informative video about me and about what I think uh, is coming good for the future. Also, update on my cryptocurrencies. You can probably see already I got one whole share. Yeah, updated. And got my game up. But yeah, started off. The market's been pretty bullish over the past few days. I can't lie. If you look at like the past week, we were kind of floating down about 0.35% the beginning mid January, and then we really took a sharp turn downward January 18th. Yeah, we were floating around like 154.34, and then we really had a strong bullish push few days ago, ending off the month, looking like we're coming into February. Hopefully, we'll still stay up top on our money, be bullish on that. But yeah, Exxon's looking pretty well. Main Street, everything's just looking pretty up today. Today's looking like a good day, I can't lie. Even AVAX. AVAX is what I really want to talk about too, because this coin right here, I really have high hopes for this coin, man. And I hope that anybody's watching this video and taking it serious, at least get to one share. Like it's $20, 17.35. Just gets you one share and just hold on to it. Because I really have high hopes for this coin. I really do. But everything on my list, everything that I'm invested into right now is doing well. I have no complaints, honestly. Except maybe Tesla. Tesla has been really up and down. If you guys keep up with Tesla in the past month, we've been seeing some real up and down. I don't even know. I don't even know the word. I don't know what word I'm looking for to call this, but it's just been very, very volatile over the past few days. It's not like I'm gonna be selling my position or taking any money out of Tesla. I plan on to keep investing into Tesla. It's just a slow process, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm just starting out now. But moving on to our high dividend yield ETFs and stocks. First up on the list, we have IGIB, iShares Trust iShares 5 to 10 year investment grade corporate bond ETF. I currently don't have a position on this ETF. I just kind of been doing my research. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not invested into all these high dividend yield ETFs and stocks yet, but I do plan on it, and I'm not giving any financial advice. I'm just kind of giving my thoughts on these stocks and ETFs. So yeah, you don't have to invest into them, but I think I will be, and I think it's good to hear. I think it's good to hear for someone else. But continuing on about iShares Trust, IGIB tracks a market value weighted index of USD denominated investment grade corporate debt with maturities between 5 to 10 years. The listed name for IGIB is Trust Shares Trust iShares 5 to 10 year investment grade corporate bond ETF. The dividend yield for this 30-day ETF is 5.18%. Just to put it out there, dividend yield expresses a percentage of how much that company pays out dividends each year relative to its stock price. The reciprocal of the dividend yield is the total dividends paid divided by net income, which is the dividend payout ratio. To put that in simpler terms, it's basically if the company is doing well and making a lot of money, the dividend yield, the percentage that you see in return, is relative to how much or how well that company is doing. So the number kind of fluctuates, and that percentage is just goes off of what return was last. So the last 30-day return dividend yield was 5.18%. So that's what we're hoping to see the next dividend yield, or a number close to that. Next up on my list is FRT, Federal Realty Investment Trust. This is a real estate investment trust. It owns, manages, and redevelops retail mixed-use properties. The dividend yield for this trust is about 3.99%, which is pretty well. I usually look for anything around 2.5% and exceeding. I mean, honestly, 2.5% really isn't that terrible, but looking at 3.99% and then comparing it to how the stock market looks as a whole right now, how everything is kind of like bearish, we're in a pretty bad recession, and it's not looking like we're coming up anytime soon, considering we're hitting the debt ceiling, if you guys pay attention to any news. But yeah, I'm kind of seeing these prices go even lower. That's also another reason why I'm holding off on even buying any of these right now, because I see these dropping just a little bit more. So yeah, next up on my list is ESS, Essex Property Trust. This is also another real estate property trust. It operates as a real estate investment trust and engages in the ownership, operation, management, acquisition, development, and redevelopment of predominantly apartment communities. The company was founded by George M. Marcus in 1971 and is headquartered in San Mateo, California. The dividend yield on this stock is 4.07%, which is also very low. I see this exceeding from the last dividend yield that it let out to grow even more to probably around 4.10%, just because this stock it's shooting downward in the past week, but I think in the next week or two it will shoot back upward. If you look at the monthly chart, even what's it, 5 year chart, I'm sorry, 5 year chart, we kind of see a real sharp drop in 2020 around COVID and a pretty big pickup. So I'm kind of expecting the same thing to come in the next few months. Next up on my list is Main Street Capital. I am invested in Main Street Capital. This was showed in my last video, my first ever video. This is my second video, by the way. I do have $20 in this stock. I plan to own a whole share very soon. Probably in the next 2 weeks. In the next video I put out, I should have a whole share of Main Street Capital. Hold me to that. If I don't have a whole share of Main Street Capital, you guys can hold me to that. And I will buy one. I will buy a whole share right there. I'll put out a little short of me buying a share just to make up for it. But the dividend yield on this one is a whopping 6.58%. That is amazing. This is why this is such a big, 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 big stock. If you don't know what Main Street Capital is, Main Street Capital Corp is a business development company. The fund focuses on providing customized debt and equity financing solutions to lower middle market and middle market companies located in the United States. The fund focuses on lower middle market companies with revenues of $10 to $150 million and $150 million to $1.5 billion from middle market companies. It targets companies operating across a broad range of sectors. It provides financing for management buyouts, recapitalizations, growth financings, refinancing, debt and acquisitions with an investment size of $5 to $75 million for lower middle market companies and a $3 to $25 million for middle market companies. But the whopping 6.58% dividend yield should really just grab you right there. I mean, if you're not invested in the Main Street Capital, really, what are you doing? Again, not financial advice. I'm just kind of trying to shoot an idea into someone's head. Next up on my list, PFLT, Pennant Park Floating Rate. Pennant Park Floating Rate Capital Ltd, a traded fund, invests in middle market companies located in the United States. So almost like what Main Street Capital does, just not as I want to say, not as funded, not as backed. You see, like Main Street Capital has a higher ask for its share. Um, PFLT only asks for 11.85. So I plan on having a couple of shares of this very soon, very very soon. But you see the dividend yield is 9.72%. 9.72%. If this company has a big pop, if this company has a very very good year, I mean you're seeing dividend rates higher than any investment. I promise you. I promise you. Next up on my list is Realty Income. Realty Income Corp is a real estate company which engages in generating dependable monthly cash dividends from a consistent and predictable level of cash flow from operations. So the dividend yield for this company is about 4.47, which usually stays around 4.5%. This is a very consistent dividend yield. It doesn't really move around too much. The stock price is also pretty consistent. It has been pretty consistent at an upward rate not too long. Like usually it's been about $66, uh, $66 for a few days now. It kind of shot down, but it's been holding that price for a while. And we're just seeing our eyes on price over the time. In the past 5 years, also seen a big drop around COVID, but we're seeing that rebuild. We're seeing that rebuttal. That rebuttal. Finally on my list, WPC. WP Carry. WP Carey incorporates as a real estate investment trust that operates through two segments: real estate ownership and investment management. The real estate ownership segment owns and invests in commercial real estate properties. The investment management segment structures and negotiates investments and debt placement transactions for the real estate invest trust. It manages portfolios of real estate investments. The company was funded by William Polk Carey in 1973 and is headquartered in New York, New York. The listed name for WPC is WP Carey Inc. The dividend yield for this is about 5%. It usually has a consistent dividend return rate of about 5%. I've been tracking this for about 2 to 3 months now, and I've really been seeing the same numbers. So, yeah, this is a very good investment. Also, over time, over the past 5 years, we're seeing that same drop around COVID, but the same rebuttal. The same rebuttal that we've been seeing in the past few ETFs and the past few stocks on this high dividend yield list. And I mean, if you haven't picked it up now, it's kind of just a trend line. We're looking for stocks that can rebuttal and fight against the recession and have a strong comeback, and that's what we're really looking for. So if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you sticking through. I appreciate you being one of the first to take off with investing with Amari and take off on our journey. And I hope that the information you heard today, you take use, you take action, because none of it means anything unless you take action. Nothing means anything unless you take action. You got to take action with some of this. You got to take action with the information that you obtain, guys. You got to do something with this. Start a business, invest, do something with that information, guys. 2023 is our year, man. We got to turn up. 2023 is our year. With that being said, investing with Amari is out. I'll catch you on the next video, man. Peace.